Hi, guys. Get my voice going here. Good morning. Siren, CBC Heather, Sean, Star, Ian. Hi, Ian. Muffy. I think I've been seeing you post a lot of stuff over on Facebook. You've been busy. Let's see here. Readjust some lighting. Got the cat in here today. Happy home day. Thank you, cat. Oh no, baby, you can't go over there. You'll unplug me. Oh, let's get down. Hi, G, Nancy. Anybody else? See how we're doing here. With my juice, my coffee. There we go. That looks pretty good. Darla, Mama 4. Okay. We good? We all good? All right. Let's see. It's a little dark right here. Let's turn on another light. I have multiple lights into the room this morning. So, yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7 lights. 7 lights. You'd think we'd be perfect. Oh, my goodness. So what's everybody doing? How's everybody doing? Kathy, Nicole, Janice, Angie, Joey, Anna, Yvonne. Good to see you, Muffy. It's been a while. So if you're joining us for the first time watching this recording, we chat. It's a chat show. Hi, Teresa. Yes, I did. Let me get another sip of juice here. Maybe I might have to get a bite of fruit or something. Get my voice going. Let's see. Samantha, Audrey. Yes, I started a little bit of painting at watercoloring. Let's see. I could probably zoom in 1. Are we focused? Let's see if we're focused. Looks pretty good. It's not, Ian? What's wrong with it, Ian? Is it because you have to be more specific? What's wrong? Looks pretty good on my end. Give me some blocky. Okay, I'm not sure what that means. Blocky. Is it blocky? Well, I can't do anything about buffering, guys. I don't know what else to tell you. Let me just hook this back up here. Yeah. Sorry, now I'm jiggling the camera. Kind of blurry. It doesn't look blurry to me on my end. Okay, Samantha says it looks good on her end. yeah, Sean. So I don't know. I'm streaming on 1080p. Let's see here. Let me look over here on my settings. Everything looks fine. Yeah, I can't help. I can't help you, Ian. I can't help you. Okay, so yeah, I got the new. I'm gonna do a flip through. Miss Melody sent these. So she sent one for to do and one to give away, but I've already given away like 3 books this week. So we'll have to do this giveaway next week. So plus I have some other happy mail I'm sending out. So 3 books a week is my limit. So we'll be doing a giveaway next week on this one. Hi, Elena, Kathy. I'll see Susan. Let's see, who else am I missing? Oh, my breathe thing came on. I don't want to do that right now. Yeah, you have to change it. If it shows up at 120 I mean 144. You have to change your settings, guys. Go into the little setting wheel. That may have been what's going on. Go into your little setting wheel and put it up to either 720 or 1080p. You have to do that on your own settings. I can't set it for you. So yeah, that could be why some of you are having issues. Reset your little wheel there. Reset your wheel. Hi, Lynn. Working and lurking. Okay. Hi, Jerry. Who else might I miss? Hi, Nick and Tina. It's been a while since I've seen you. Welcome. So, yeah. There's is Melody here? Yeah. Hey, Melody. I didn't see you come in. Yeah, Miss Melody sent us. I had already talked to her and told her I was going to show him today. She knew I was going to show him today. Hi, Doodle. It's not a watercolor book, but it's thick enough. It's thick enough paper that you can watercolor on it. But is it watercolor paper? No, it's not watercolor paper. Let's see. CB. Who else am I missing? Doodle Fingers. Oh, oh, you're the one that asked a question. What a cute name. So again, I come on a little early to say good morning to everybody. I stream every Monday and Wednesday, and so in a random, impromptu, but I stream every Monday and Wednesday, 9 a.m. Eastern. But I usually come on about 8:30 to say good morning to everybody. So if you want to not hear the chat or watch the chat, just slide that little bar and you can skip it all. Hi, Riri. So, yeah. So, hi, Barbara. I like to say good morning to as many people as I can catch while the chat's rolling by. You haven't got yours yet, Melody? Oh my gosh, yeah. It probably takes extra to get where you are. But anyway, so I'm going to do a flip through it. I did do a little bit of watercolor flowers on it and the little bookmark here that came in it. And the little bookmark does come in the other one too, in the one I'm going to give away next week. So we'll do that next. We're going to give away the extra copy next week. So let's see, Debbie. Let's see. I keep saying hi to Debbie. Audrey. Who else am I missing? Kathy. Thanks everybody for popping in. Let's see, Alejandra. Welcome. Let's see. Zeely. Hi, Zeely. So see how much love this book gets today. Hi, Elaine. Hi, Shauna. So, yeah. What's everybody working on this week? Anybody working on anything fun this week? What are you doing for your cards, right? Teresa, you doing Halloween cards? Hi, Azure. Hi, Pacola. You just finished a mermaid drawing one or painting one? What, Rochelle? Joey, let's see. Oh, working on Ruby Charms. Ruby Charms is fun, isn't it? Isn't it, Zeely? Joe Beth, welcome. Let's see. Who else am I missing? Kayla Kalmink, welcome. Let's see. Deborah, Roman just ordered the Zig Clean Color and Tombow markers. Oh, you're going to have some fun. The Zig Clean Color water brush markers are really awesome. Thank you, Riri. Yes, thanks everybody for the thumbs up. So we're gonna do a flip through the book, and like I said, I started just doing a little bit of watercolor in it, and yeah. Just checking chat. Cats are not, they wanted up here. Well, one of them was up here earlier, but he likes to go over here and try to unplug me. Let's see. Remember, guys, if you want to talk to me, put it in caps. Make sure that you, hi, Janet. Make sure that you are clicked on live chat at the top, and make sure your setting wheel is at 720 or 1080p. Because apparently some people, when they came in this morning, it defaulted back to 144. And so you have to up your settings. YouTube can default you down to a lower quality. So yeah, set the quality. Is this alcohol? No, nothing is really Copic or alcohol marker bleed proof. Doodle fingers. I don't, unless it's the render paper that's made that has a coating on the back that won't let it soak through. Copic markers or alcohol markers are pretty much going to can soak through on anything. So yeah, you don't want to use Copics in this. Hi, Suze. Rachel. Who else am I missing? Hi, Christine. So yeah, Janet and I were talking about when we'd gone out to try to look for some stuff at out shopping. My Hobby Lobby doesn't really have anything on clearance this week, or really last week. The week before they had stickers, but they don't have anything really marked down at my Hobby Lobby this week or last week. I went to Tuesday morning, got a couple little ephemera packs, and I bought something for my daughter in LA. And yeah, not a lot. Let's see, Jamie S. Ashley, good morning. Robin loves reading. Mona, who else am I missing? Louise. So thanks everybody for popping in. I'm just going to say hi for a couple more minutes, and then I'm going to do a flip through this book. And I thought about maybe working in it a little bit, or we can do some sketching. I've got to start getting in the sketching mood. I mean, I sketch all the time, but like purposeful sketching, because I got to do my Inktober monsters. Inktober monsters, and so I was trying to do some not placement, but size. How big am I going to do my Inktober this year? So I think I'm going to do it on my 11 by 14 paper. That's the size I want to do my Inktobers. Yeah, I started right here, Audrey. I started a little bit with some watercolor, so I might just go through, do a little bit of watercoloring on some of the pages. And I just pulled this one out. We have multiple watercolors. Oh, and speaking of watercolors, let me get my gold out here too. Yesterday, when I was at Hobby Lobby, someone came up to me. Her name was Carol. And Carol, if you're watching, or if you watch later, Carol came up to me and started asking me, I do it too. I don't have never met a stranger. I'll go up and talk to anybody, And yes, Inktober will be starting the 1st of October, which isn't very far away. Today's the 18th of September. So anyway, she came up and started talking to me about like what kind of things did I do. She wanted to do, she had bought a whole bunch of watercolor stuff, and she was going to take some classes, but something happened. So she didn't take the class. And I said, well, do you ever go on YouTube? She went, no. Well, that's all I need to tell you guys. Do you go on YouTube? So we talked to YouTube for about 10 minutes, and she had to go because she was meeting a friend. So, so anyway, if someone comes in claiming to be a Carol, I don't know if she'll have a real name or if she might just lurk, until she gets used to YouTube. But I told her how it worked. I showed her my channel on my phone because I had my phone with me. So I showed her my channel on my phone. Told her how it worked, told her how we're a chat, and told her about the live chat and all that. So hopefully we'll have a local person come and be a part of the show. Hi, Eileen. Let's see what else. Another sip of juice here. So that'll be fun if she does. She wants to do more water. I said, look, you can either put in beginner watercolor in the YouTube search, and you'll find hundreds of videos, or you can come to the channel and meet girls that do and guys like, Ian can tell you how to, where to go, what to do. Because apparently she bought all the supplies some time ago and just hasn't really done anything with not knowing what to do with it because she didn't get to do the class. So Janet says, look at Dee Dee out scouring hobby stores for new followers. She came up to me. Azure goes, Dee Dee's recruiting art shoppers. Oh, but really, I'll talk to anybody. If I'm a little more thoughtful, if you will, when I'm like at a bookstore and I see somebody browsing books and they're looking for something, and if they have a puzzled look on their face and they're looking around at a section and they can't seem to, I'll go up and talk to them. So, are you looking for something? No, I don't work here. I'll talk to anybody, people. I will talk to anybody. Oh my gosh. Hi, Mel. Let's see. Although that can't do, I'm probably in between the gender spectrum. I'm sorry. Oh, Sean. Oh, okay. Well, whatever you want to call yourself. Oh, but anyway, it's mostly girls here. We have the occasional, we have about 10 guys, we have about 10 that come in and hang out, like, Ian, and Ian's in the UK. So he's kind of different. He can be here sometimes he can't, because, let's see. Hi, Norma. Hi, Kathy, Cynthia, Gail. My business cards are outdated. Hi, Laura Lou. My business cards have Ustream on them. That's how old they are. Where do I have some in here? I know I do somewhere. Where are they? Oh, they might be downstairs on my little credenza. But yeah, I have postcards and business cards. Postcards with all the information. So I need to get new ones made. But, I just tell them to go. I tell them my name and tell them to go to YouTube. That's not, yeah. So, yeah. Yeah, Nick and Tina. Yeah, Sean's in UK. Nick and Tina are in Canada. We have a few others that come in here. Gary and, we have a few. And everybody's welcome. Here comes, except the cats. The cats are welcome, except when I'm doing, have paint. Welcome, Audrey. I mean, I said good morning, but yeah, good morning. From all the countries here. Yeah, and Dev. There's Dev. Let's see. Yeah, do you have Clara's books, Audrey? Do you have her books? Hi, Rose from Canada. Okay, he's going to be jiggling my camera. I'm going to have to get him down. Oh, it's her. What is it, baby girl? What is it? Yeah. So anyway, yeah, I don't know. It was what's the currency there, Audrey? But for Melody bought them and had them shipped to me. I kept the little thing. It's here somewhere. All right, baby, you keep jiggling my camera now. Stop. You're going to have to get down, honey. You're going to have to get down. Sorry, guys. I just, I should eat some fruit or something in the morning, get my voice going. But this is what happens when you sleep with the fan blowing in your face all night. We are in the 90s up till like 9 o'clock at night here. You got to have fans and air conditioners and everything. Wait, where did I go? You will buy this one. So anyway, it cost $680 whatever it is to ship these two books to me. So whatever that is, that's the shipping. That's just the shipping. About $30 to ship. So when we do a giveaway next week, y'all make sure and thank Miss Melody. Thank Miss Melody for buying these 2 books for us and shipping them to us. So, all right. Well, let's go ahead and get started. That's the cost of the books. Okay. I don't know what is 680. What would that be in dollars, Audrey? That's what it had on the little label. The little label on it. I know Miss Melody is so generous with the group, guys. Yeah, y'all make sure and give her extra hugs. So, all right, let's go ahead and look them over. I just had this propped up on a couple of things here so to take the glare off. Look, there's a random pencil here. Random pencil I didn't get put away. I did finish the picture from Monday. I'll show y'all that. So on Monday, if y'all remember, we did the Alice in Wonderland and did a giveaway. And I finished the picture. I did post it on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. So if you want to see it, that's $30. Oh, $35. Yeah. So it costs more to ship the books than the books. Hi, Iffy. Good to see you. Anybody else I missed? So I did finish her. And I put her on a piece of black cardstock. So you can see there. And I extended the little hairs off onto the cardstock. I thought it was a nice touch. So anyway, and you can see I put the stickles doesn't photograph very well. So you probably couldn't tell that there were stickles on it in the photograph. So I did all the little gold accents in her dress and on the pocket watch and one little speck in her eyes. See the one little speck in her eyes? So yeah, I think she turned out kind of cute. Yeah. Thanks, Christine. So that was out of the Alice in Wonderland. Oh, wait, you know what? Did I put the wrong title? I think I put the wrong title on my video. I'll change it. I think I put Alice in Wonderland instead of Fairy Celebrations. So I'll change that after the video's over. Because I was working on 2 books. So I think I put the wrong title. So I'll go change that to Fairy Celebrations. So yeah, well, you're here for coloring. So either way, I'll change it, Janet. So anyway, Fairy Celebrations, Klara Markova is what I have here. And again, I'm going to set one aside. This will be a giveaway next week. What are you babies doing over here? Y'all just stay out of trouble now. Stay out of you get in those corners and you scare me. He's trying to get way back in a corner behind my portfolios, under a table, in a corner. Yeah, so I have to keep an eye on him. Let's see, what'd you say? What's going on? I saw a YouTuber that said animals don't go to heaven. Oh, Melody. Well, I hope you ignored them. Melody. Okay, so yeah, Melody just lost her Rex, her puppy Rex. So yeah, that was, yeah. All right, let's see here. Let's go ahead and zoom in. I'll probably have to get the cat and put him out. How's that? Is that better, guys? Let's see. Turn the light down just a little. Let's there we go. All right. Can you tell Shadow to stay out of trouble? Oh, it's been mischievous. I don't think he'll listen to me over the computer, Sean. No, I've not had any trouble starting live YouTube. What kind of trouble are you having, Ian? I haven't had any trouble. I just click live. No, I don't edit these. I don't do anything. I just click live and we go, what the heck? All right, baby, you're going to have to get out now. Come on, now, let's get out. Oh, your sister's in the other corner. That's what it is. Oh my goodness. No, Ian, I haven't had any trouble. I don't know what kind of trouble you're having. I need to prop this up because there's a glare right there. Let's see. Let's see here. I'll just get this little party game thing here. Prop that up. There we go. Just so there's not a glare. So yeah, no problems getting on live. Yes, they are mischievous. Okay, so anyway, I pulled out some different watercolor sets to work in if we, whatever we want to do. This is the Prima complexion set. It's skin tones, and I got this one at Hobby Lobby. One of the girls, I think, sent me this one. No, I bought this one at Christmas. Two Christmases ago, I bought that one. Then all my Janes I got at Michael's. So all my Jane Davenport colors. These I got all of Michael's on sale. Trust me, I got them on sale. So no, not me, but some have had a hard time because of a new setup in the live stream. I haven't seen any new setup. If there's something new, I haven't messed with it, Ian. If there's something new, I'm doing the new the beta or whatever it's called in YouTube in the I'm running the new one, whatever it's called, not the classic but the new one. But I haven't seen any changes in the live, so maybe I'm just missing the live changes. So anyway, I don't know. Hi, Jacqueline. Let's see. Oh, everybody's trying to make comfort melody. That's nice. Thanks, guys. All right, so I'm going to set these all aside here. And again, I got the skin tones. So I used one of the skin tones on her little face. And I started just coloring the flowers in this one. And on the intro page, this is where you put your name. I started coloring this with the pink flowers just because they were pink on the cover. That's the only reason I picked the pink. And I just base coated them. Base coated the flowers with a pink. And I haven't done any shading or anything. That's all I've done. Just their skin and some pink flowers. And haven't done anything else with the book because I just got the book, so I haven't had a chance to really do anything with them. All right, so let me just move the watercolors away for a minute so I can do a flip for you. And again, it comes with a sticker and a bookmark. And here's some of her other books. All right, and I'll just have it propped up a little so we can do a little flip. Pink. Well, I wasn't thinking of Eileen when I started coloring, I'll tell you, CB. But good morning. Remember, guys, if you want to talk to me, put it in caps. Don't forget to click live chat at the top. Instead of top chat, click live so you see all the chat. And if you look fuzzy or you're buffering, make sure that your settings in the little setting wheel is at 720 or 1080p because YouTube can default you way, way down. Okay, so I'm going to do a flip here. And usually when I do flips like this, I keep my hand on it so people can't screenshot them and take pictures of them and copy them, and get free pages. I keep my hand on the pages. So, but I just want y'all to take a little peek at the pages. They're so cute. All her books are so cute, and they all have that fairy tale quality that if you finish a whole book, if you finish a whole Klara book, you have a treasure for sure to pass on. Look at the little kitty read the book. What are y'all doing? Why don't you? Yeah, y'all go out and chase each other out there. A little baby dragon here. I guess that's a little baby dragon. They have butterfly wings. They're so cute. There's such an imagination. And when they have a page like this, that means that the next page before and after is a double page spread. So if you want to use alcohol markers, you can use alcohol markers, but it's going to go through on here. So, I don't know. This is just to me, I wouldn't want the page to go, hi, Karen. I wouldn't want it to go through on even the like test page or the back side of the page, because I'd want to keep the whole book together, as a full story. This is so cute. Look at the little pods, little seed pods. I guess pomegranates. And then there's a big wheel there. Little dragon face. And those, what are those little pastries called? Those little, like they're pink. Oh my goodness. So there we go. So cute. Little baby unicorn. This is extra cute, I think. I think this one is, yeah, macaroons. Thank you, Christine. Macaroons. Thank you, Debbie. Yeah, macaroons. I think this one is extra cute for some reason. I mean, some of her little elf, fairy elf guy here. He's kind of the a character in all her books. Here's a little mermaid. Look how cute she is. Look, she's under the water. This would be a fun one to do. Maybe we should start this one. Maybe we should start this one. It gets a little dark here on these white pages. I want to keep the light. There we go. I like this one. Let me, I'm going to put a thing here. I like that mermaid. And the perfume bottle. So you could write your own little stories. Hi, AJ. So adorbs. I'm sorry, I'm kind of I'm thinking about little stories on each one. Little blueberries down in here. So anyway, I thought we'd work in it just a little bit, maybe do some sketching later. If y'all, like I said, I have to start getting in inking mode for Inktober shortly. And yeah, did you see that? Have you seen the Alice in Wonderland? You have the Alice in Wonderland, don't you, Sean? The Jasmine book. Don't you have that one? So isn't it cute? So, and I know it's not cheap because of the shipping, especially. But I don't know. Melody, did you get it off of Etsy? Just taking his time getting to the UK. Yeah. Look, I love the little like mushroom. There's the little roof. Here's the little set back under the top of the mushroom. And it's so cute. It's only on Etsy currently, Melody said. Okay. Bird, so cute. Don't y'all think that it's adorbs? And here's another double page spread. There's a little bat. I colored the bat in another one. They're all dressed up in Halloween costumes, little candies all around. I have to think about what I want to do on my pumpkin this year too. So my October is going to be busy. I'm going to do Inktober. I'm going to draw movie monsters. I'm going to do my pumpkin that I do. That's like one show, but still. My collage pumpkin that I've done for a few years. And then I'm doing my little Edgar Allan Poe little journal with Halloween, Timmy papers. And So yeah, I've got lots of projects for October. They are so whimsical and they're so sweet and cute, and you just want to color them all out to finish a fairy tale. You know, I mean, it'd take a labor of love and dedication to do this whole book. You know, I mean, I can't say that I'll finish one anytime soon because I have so many other projects I do. But I love her books. They're just so cute. Okay, another double page spread. Little baby elves. Oh my goodness. And this one looks like a Christmas page with all the little packages. It's, like different little seasons, to go through. What I may do for Inktober is one drawing a week on my favorite superhero, but very high detail quality. Yeah. It's doing Inktober. It's whatever, it's the idea is to get you inking. If you want to do 31 drawings on one big poster, which I've thought about doing that before too. Ian's talking about doing one drawing a week, but very detailed. It's the idea of just doing something every day. This will be my 5th year. It'll be Janet's 5th year. Okay, so here's some places where you can do their cutouts. And she has these in her other books too. You cut these doors out and you just cut a little slit in the page, and then you have a door that opens and closes. And this one has some pattern on the back. So yeah, so that is, there we go. That's the Fairy Celebrations, Klara Markova. And again, I started with the little pink flowers here and on the little bookmark that comes in it, just to start it, because of the pink flowers here. I usually do my little buildings in her books, yellows, golds, browns, like wood. I do them kind of like wood colors, unless it's a mushroom. The mushrooms I color, and this may supposed to be a mushroom too, but yeah. So, so we can do a little bit. I might just flip through the book and find something I want to, I think this is this page right here. This page is this one. So if you want, I can, just flip through and just color some random parts. Isn't it a lovely book? I know. Hi again, Pacola. Hi, Lynette. I'm sure I'm missing some people coming in. Thanks, everybody. All right, so let's just see. Let's just take, I don't know if I want to do it like exactly like this. I mean, other than the pink flowers, which is where I got the, idea to do the flowers pink. But maybe we'll just go through and do, some random parts. Just because I like to, fill pages up. And I don't ever care if the page is done. As you know, in my color books, I mean, when I finish a page, I post. I try not to post any pages that are not finished. I don't post many whips. I post, a few, but not very many. I try to wait till they're done. But in the meantime, I don't mind doing like some leaves on this page and some flowers on this one. It just doesn't bother me. I know it does bother some people. Let's see. Okay, Joe Beth, thank you for popping in. And so, yeah, let's see. Do I want to do some more? Well, you saw how the pink flowers look. I think we'll pass on the pink flowers. And so what I do, this paper's cardstock weight, so you can do watercolor on it, but don't oversaturate it. If you want to do layers and layers and layers of watercolor, you need to dry in between, because it's not the paint that is the problem. It's the water. It's the amount of water. So what you have to do is do a layer, dry it, do another layer, dry it, so that way it won't go through. If you keep wetting and wetting and wetting, you'll pill any paper. So you don't want to keep doing that. You want to dry in between. Okay, so let's just maybe do some of these leaves. So I'm going to go over here. And what I do is I'll take my watercolors. And this one came in. Let's put that one back. What I'll do is I'll take my watercolors and my spray bottle. Now, I'm not going to do it right here because it'll get the book wet. But I'm going to come over here and wet all my watercolors. So here you go. See, they're wet. I probably need to clean a little spot off here. So let's see. I think I'm going to start with some of, and I'll put a little bit more water here too, just so it's thin. I mean, so that it's very translucent. So I'm going to do some olive green. I'm just going to, kind of go through a little bit. If you want me to zoom in, if I zoom in a lot on the page, you can't see what colors I'm using. So it's kind of either or. Okay. So I'm going to do some olive leaves. And again, if you want to darken them or shade them with the watercolor, I usually go in and shade with pencil. But if you want to shade with watercolor, dry in between. Dry them in between. So that you don't go through on the paper. So anybody got any questions or anything or any comments or what's going on? Hi, Scoops. Let's see. I need a Kleenex to keep my brush clean. If you're using a water brush, a Kleenex is the best thing to clean your brush off. It just kind of pulls the paint off. So yeah, just watch for chat. Yeah, there's all kinds of little hidden things. A little caterpillar there. There's another little one, a little butterfly up here. So just want to get a base coat. And just so you can kind of see, we could do some pencil as well. Just kind of whatever we want to do today kind of day. So we're going to work in this book some more next week. I want to get, some coloring. If I do any coloring in October, it'll probably be in Jasmine's Halloween book. Probably be in Jasmine's Halloween book if we do coloring. Hi, Becky. No, I was saying that earlier, Sharon. You don't want to use Copics will go through. Copics pretty much go through anything except render paper, which is made for alcohol markers. They'll go through. You don't want to use Copics or alcohol markers in these books. I mean, and I said earlier, you could if you wanted to, because the back page is just this. The back sides of them are just little illustrations, but you'll ruin this page. It will go through and you will see it on there. If you're going to cut the pages out or something, if you were going to cut them out of the book and frame them, then it wouldn't matter if it went through, right? But if you want to keep the whole book as a fairy tale book, don't use Copics. Yeah, so you don't want to ruin your book if you plan on keeping it as a whole book. And I do keep my books, hardback books, whole, like that. Some books, like my Jasmine books, I cut them out and put them in a binder, but I don't do that with these. So, yeah, you could use water-based. This is thick paper, but I always say, guys, take a back page, like this page back here where they have the cutout. Use this as a test page. Test it. See what'll happen. Then you'll know for sure, whatever you're using, because a lot of things, it does matter on paper, whatever kind of paper you're using. Okay? It will matter. Watercolor may be fine on one. I found that watercolor is good on everything except Serene. The paper that Serene is on, it does something weird. Watercolor is weird on Serene paper. So you just got to test it. You test it for yourself. So what is anybody else coloring today? Or this week, I should say, because not everybody's coloring this early in the morning. But what else is everybody coloring? this week if you're coloring. And I know I miss a lot of chat, guys, when I'm, concentrating over here. But I try to have y'all at least interact with each other. What are y'all coloring? Y'all can talk about it. What are you using? What supplies? Yeah, that's a good question. If you are coloring this week, what are you coloring with? Are you using watercolor? Are you using, just pencils? Are you using Neocolor? Are you using acrylic washes? What are you using material-wise in your book? It's interesting to see. It's interesting to see what everybody's using. Oh, yeah, that's one of my favorites, Becky. I do love that page. The little bunnies with all the different color bunnies. I do love that page. All right, I need to add a little bit more water on my color there. Okay, so Audrey, pencils, acrylics, watercolor, ink tints, all on the same page, Audrey? Or that's just all your favorite stuff to use? Because I'm all about doing a mixed media page. I'll use a little of anything that'll work. Poscas, paint, washes, acrylic washes, pencils. I'll use whatever works, whatever I think will make the page look like I want it to. I'm just not a purist that way. Oh, I only can use watercolors on this page. I can only use pencils. I don't think like that. Okay, Zeely said Prismacolor pencil, Uniball, sparkle gel pens, KJ design watercolor, and acrylic. Yeah, I love mixed media pages. Me too, Audrey. Christine says I've always got multiple whips. One in pencil, one in Cali Arts, one in Neos, one in Inktense. Yeah. Barbara, she does mixed media on hers as well. CBC said Magical Delights using Color Soft pencils. Nichols said good morning. Jamie S. Does anyone have a recommendation for metallic watercolors? Yeah, these. These right here. The Coloro, or also called Fine Tech. These are, to me, the best gold and silver. These are the best metallic watercolors I've tried. I can't say I've tried all of them, but I love these. Jamie. Ian said, test running my new Clara Fonte flamboyant watercolor paper this week before doing a review. Oh, okay, Ian. I don't think I've ever heard of that. Is that a European brand, or am I just like out of that watercolor paper loop? Yeah, yes, you can use Crayola Super Tips as long as you don't oversaturate. I mean, let me do a test here. In this book, because it's thick. Now, will Super Tips go through? If I'm careful, I can use them on copy paper. But yeah, now I'll show you. Here, wait, let me put something here. Let's see. Let me just make sure this isn't wet and it's going to transfer over. Okay. So you can do something like, I'll just color this is the little instruction door. So I'm just going to color this little instruction door here. Yeah. Okay. So you can color it and it won't go through. Okay. It won't go through. That being said, if I sat here and went, then I'm probably going to go through it. Even it's very, very, I can kind of see a ghost of it because this paper's thick. So you can use your Super Tips on this. But, now that's soaking wet. So now if you try to put, like, say, a brown on there or something while it's wet, you're building up the water. You're building up the water in the markers. But you can use water-based markers in this book. Okay. Oh, it's a French paper. Okay, Ian. Getting fancy on us. Ian. But Copics will go through because they're alcohol based. Okay, let's see. Let me add a little bit more water here to my little color. This is called, this color is an olive green. It's a Jane Davenport set. And this, she named this one Water Sprite. Water Sprite? Water Spirit. Yeah. It's her version of the olive green. Okay, so I'm going to keep going here. So again, it's the water that you have to be careful of. That's a little dark. Let's take some of that off, move it over here. So if you want to do shading on your piece, you want to dry this and then put another layer, or just use pencils for shading, which is what I like to do. I like to base coat and then use a little bit more water. I want it very thin. I want it translucent, I should say. I want it translucent so I can shade. But to me, it's very chill. It's very relaxing to do this. Just take your water brush and your little set of watercolors, and there you go, you know? And then shade with pencil. But everybody has their favorite mediums. Some people like pencil, like watercolor. They like to start with the base of acrylic. They, you know, neocolors. And then there's people that like their different pencils, like their Prisma, their Holbees, their Polys, their, you know, you know, whatever, you know. Let's see. Hi, Kenny. Missed you. All right. So I think I got all the leaves. So maybe I'll do a few of the flowers. I'll just do a couple. So what I did is in this set, in the teal set, or the light teal, this one, and there's no really names on them that I could see. She might have names for them, but anyway, the light teal one has the bright colors in. So again, I'm going to go off over here and spray them all, because this is the bright pink that I was using. Let's turn it this way. This is the bright pink I was using for the flowers right here. So let's get that nice and wet. What is the best for coloring paper? What is the best for coloring paper? Yeah, you can use almost anything, Ian. It depends on, if you don't care if it goes through, you can use Copics. Otherwise, you know, pencils work on everything. Pencils work on everything. Oh, what pound? What pound is the best for coloring paper? Example. I don't know. I don't have a favorite. I'll use anything. I'll use markers and watercolor in Create Space paper, which is essentially copy paper. You just have to be careful. You just have to know. How wet you can get the paper. Again, guys, it's the water. It's not the paint that's going through. It's the water. And I always just say test, because every book, like I would have never thought Serene would resist watercolor, but it does. I like using a Copics on my Serene book, but it goes through. But I don't care if it goes through because there's nothing on the back. Well, let me show you. This isn't the one I want. It's up here. So in my Serene, in the poster I'm working on, and in the book, in the pages, well, that's wet, so I don't want to smear it. Let me find one here. Here's one. So this is what happens with Copics. Okay. Hi, Stephanie. Yeah, but here's the thing, Sean and Ian. You can say this certain weight is the best for color pencil, but what's the texture like? The textures of paper are different. Just because one is 90 pound, one's 140 pound, one's a 60 pound, whatever it is, the texture could be totally different. So you can't just say there's one weight of paper that's good for every pencil, because the texture of the paper, it could be, I don't know what it is about the serene paper, does not take watercolor. So you got to test. It's hard you can't just give a blanket answer. So anyway, this is my one of my serene ones, and it's a little flashed out because I have it on bright because of the white paper I'm working on. But this is what happens with Copics. Now, if you don't care if that happens in your book, this is a heavy weight. This is a cardstock weight. And yeah, this paper has no sizing on it. Let's see, this one's watercolor and pencil, so it's not going through. That's just where I wrote some test things there. Let's see, what else do I have in here? Okay, here's another one. This is this is not done, but here we go with the Copics. So you just have to test your papers because they're all going to be different. Same thing for my big poster here that I'm working on. How I'm doing this one, I got my teacher voice. I hear it in myself. Okay, so class, here's my big poster I'm working on, and it's all base coated. Look, see, it's base coated with Copics. So everything's base coated with Copics, and then I'm going over it and shading with color pencil. You like that, CD? Oh, I tell you guys, I'm not a teacher. I am not a teacher. I am an encourager, and I want people to get going and try things, but you're not going to get a step. Very, very few. I'll do one occasionally. I'll do a step-by-step thing, but I don't enjoy it. It's just not what I like to do. I don't like to do step-by-steps. Nothing wrong with it if you do. Don't email and say so-and-so does awesome. Yes, they do. And they love doing it. I just don't. Don't like that. I like just doing whatever I want to do. Hi, Katrina. Hi, Terry. Thank you. And so anyway, I'm just going to do a couple flowers here just to show you this pink. So what I'm doing on these is like, a base coat of the pink, and I'll do a little shading on the one that's already dry. Now, that reminds me to tell you this. If you do watercolor or any kind of wet medium, markers, super tip markers, water-based markers, anything water-based like that, make sure, and I can't stress this enough, make sure it is 100% dry before you try to pencil on it. Otherwise, you will tear or pill or go straight on through your page when you try to color pencil. It's called, what is it called? Love? Let me see. Let me show you the cover. Let's Color Love. And there's Nick's real, no. Back down, baby. That's his real name, but he goes by Nick Filbert. If you look for Nick Filbert on IG and Facebook, I don't think he's on Twitter, but it's called Let's Color Love. And I'm not sure. I think it's like about a 36 by 40 something size poster. It's pretty big. Hi, Mark. Who else? I know I'm probably missing people. Hi, Candace. Krissa. Is it Krissa in Greece? Am I saying that wrong? Right or wrong? A Greek name with an X. Is it Krissa? Or Zrissa? I'm not sure. No, the poster's not double-sided, Sean. That's why I can use Copics, because I don't care if it gets through because it's one-sided. It's not double-sided. All right. Now the cats are back under my table again in that corner. I cleaned out all my papers, all my 12 by 12 papers, straightened them all out, went through all of them, went through 3 bins. Well, I shouldn't say I went paper by paper because some are in pads, but I went through all my papers and just remind myself what I have, what I can use for different projects, and then straightened them all up. So they're under there, and they like to get behind them. They like to get behind that those papers. Oh, good, Barbara. Yeah. I any tips I tell y'all everything I know. I tell you every tip, all for free. I tell you every tip, every technique. How do I do this? What do I do with that? I tell you everything in all my projects. Krissa, okay. Well, welcome, Krissa from Greece. So, yeah, I don't do paid classes. I mean, if you want to super chat me or PayPal tip jar me, I'm more than welcome to take it. But I don't do any classes. I even stopped doing my commissions for right now. My pet portrait, and although I still have a few people like the little girl that I'm working on for the family that I've already done 4 of their grandchildren. So, something like that. So I still do a few commissions, but I don't advertise that I'm doing commissions because I don't have time to do the commissions. It's kind of like I can have time to do streaming and projects here, like Inktober and that kind of thing, or commissions, which commissions pay better. I'm not going to lie, but I only can do, there's only so many hours in the day. Ian said, go, my first coloring book was by mistake. Oh, you got your first coloring book mistake. I thought I was buying some cheap watercolor paper from Aldi's and it has drawings on it. Oh, Ian. Well, you can either take it back, do a giveaway, or just try coloring. Oh my gosh. Stephanie says, thank you. And from Color for Life and from Anxiety for teaching me to color better. Are they here, Stephanie? Are Anne and Laura here? I'm sorry. Did I miss them? Oh, Stephanie's thanking people that I don't know if they're here. So, yeah. Yeah, she is feeling better. Thanks for asking, Melody. Denise is feeling better. I haven't talked to her this morning, but last night she was feeling better. Thank you, Pacola. Oh, you don't know either one? Oh, okay. Well, I thought maybe you were mentioning them because they were here. What's my favorite color? It depends on what it is. I like to wear black. I like red. I like red in like painting and stuff. I just like the color red. It's just vibrant and you can do so much with it. But the color needs to go with what you're doing. It just whatever works. I'm a whatever whatever works gal. Oh, so all right, let's go ahead and the other thing I like to do here is I do like to promote other channels. Not many people really take advantage of that. They don't come in here and spam. Not very often. Sometimes they do, but not regularly. But I like to promote other channels. I like everybody to succeed on YouTube. Or in whatever art they're doing. Like I'll just use Klara Becky as an example. She started doing some portraits and they're really good, and she's taking commissions now. So follow Klara or Becky Skinner on Instagram. So I don't know how many she'll do, or I mean I know she's doing another one. She just finished that little baby, and I think she's got another one in the works. So you figure out how much time you have, how long it takes you. I can do a portrait in a day. If I sit down and don't do anything else, I can get a portrait done in a day. But I don't enjoy. I have to kind of, well, I don't say I don't enjoy because I enjoy everything I do, but I'd rather not do a portrait in a day. But but not everybody can do that. Let's see. Ian said, yes, Sean, the back is. Oh, I'm sorry. I thought Ian was talking to me. He's talking to Sean. My mods don't know the rules. No, just kidding, Ian. Just kidding. Oh, but anyway, I do like to promote other channels and other people's art whenever I can. You know, so you'll have to ask Melody, Katrina. Yeah, you have to. Miss Melody sent us these books, which, by the way, like I said, I've done enough giveaways this week, so this I'll do the giveaway for this double one that she sent us next week. Next week we'll do a giveaway of this book, and I'll work in it again one day next week, either Monday or Wednesday. Let's see. Hi, great. Let's see who else. I'm sure I'm missing people coming in. Don't forget, if you're talking to me, put it in caps so I can say good morning to you. All right, so there we go. So we got the, oh, wait, I missed one here. Got the little pink flowers. Now I'm going to go back to the other page. I'll probably hit this with the heat gun. Now, see, I got all these flowers here. I'm not going to do that. Oh, well, let me show you this. Let me show you this little tip here. This is how I would address this. Okay, so there's all these flowers, and we got watercolor here, and we may want the back behind the flowers to either be a dark pink or maybe even a green. Okay, well, here's an easy way to do this. Let's see. Ian says, have now worked out how to send a painting to the USA without it being damaged, so I can now commission to work in the USA. The only problem and I stopped doing commissions overseas and to Canada, Ian. Here's the problem. If you want to track it, you're going to spend at least, well, I don't even know from the UK. Maybe not from the UK, but from here to the UK, you spend at least $50 just in tracking. That's not even shipping. That's just tracking. Otherwise, you risk, if it gets lost, then it's like you either refund the money or you redo the painting. And I don't like to do either one. So I quit doing commissions internationally. Not because I don't want to do the international, but Australia, UK, Canada, I don't, if I do a giveaway, like I say, I've said this before, if I do a giveaway and I send the book out to Australia and it gets lost, I'm sorry, it got lost. Right? I can show you, prove to you I sent it, but I'm not going to go buy another book. It's a giveaway. But when you do a commission for somebody, you either have to give them their money back or you do it again. And I don't want to do either one. So check on that, Ian. Check on how much it is to track it, or you're just taking your chances. I've had 2 commissions to UK get lost. One I redid, one I refunded. So I just don't do it anymore. Yeah. So it's up to you. And if the person really wants something you're doing, then they'll pay for the tracking. They'll pay extra for the tracking. But most people don't want to pay more for the tracking than they do for the shipping. Okay, so here we go. All these flowers. Look. I'm just going to color the whole thing. Now I'm going to be a little careful right on the edge of them. But I can do this whole background. Look how quick. If you try to do this with pencil, you'd be here a couple hours probably. Not that that matters if you want to take weeks to do a page. There's nothing wrong with it. I just try to show you everything I do so you can kind of have options. Options. Okay. Now, if I want to start shading these with watercolor, dry it. Dry it first. And the other thing too is, depending on the paper, it can warp it a little. It depending on how much water you use, which you have to kind of get used to how much water to use on individual pages. So if you don't want any warping or any bending whatsoever, don't use any water-based medium, because you might end up getting a little bit of warping, a little bit of buckling. it doesn't bother me. So, but if it bothers you, don't do it. Don't use water-based stuff if you're afraid it might warp. Yeah, it is, isn't it, Kitty? Let's see. Oh, wait, let me see. I missed some things here. Let me try. Oh, there's Anne. Anne said, hi, Dee Dee in the house. She said, yeah, she can't talk right much now. If y'all don't know, if Anne, A Colorful Life, took a spill going into her door, she took a tumble, jacked up her shoulder, and, hurt her leg. So, yeah, don't y'all can say hi to Anne and wish her well, or go leave a comment on her last video where she talked about what happened. She said she's fine. She got a doctor appointment today. Okay, you're okay. Call me Miss Graceful. I know, and hey, it's I know. I used to take tumbles like that when I was more of a kid, but yeah, I've taken a few. I think it was about a year ago. I fell out here on the sidewalk. I was walking over to my mailman, who's like 2 doors down. I had to give him something, and the sidewalk was just a tiny. I mean, it was raised about maybe that much on one of the squares of sidewalk, and man, I went down hard, and because I wasn't expecting it, and I went bam. Oh my gosh, that was the hardest I've fallen in a long time. A long time. I hadn't fallen that hard. I think the last time I fell that hard was probably at the skating rink when I was about, I don't know, maybe 12, 11 or 12. I don't know, somewhere like in there. And let me dry this real quick, and I'll tell you that story. I've told it before, but. So I was probably 11 or 12, and, I was a good skater. Me and some of my friends were really good skaters. I mean, in the skating rink, we could skate. We weren't like you see skateboarders nowadays out there, on handrails. Nothing like that, But anyway, so we were always in the contest and everything. And so, and we thought we really, 11, 12-year-old little girls, we thought we were hot, And so we were going around looking cool. Look, my hands are doing. We're looking cool, skating around, looking cool. And all of a sudden, I saw a wheel go rolling by us. And you see, how loud I talk. I've always talked this loud. So there's a wheel going by, and of course there's loud music playing too. So I tell my girlfriends, "Oh, look, somebody lost a wheel! Ha 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 ha! Bam! It was mine." Oh, it was my wheel. So, yeah, at least Anne didn't do that. Anne didn't go, "Oh, look at me. Bam." So anyway, so you got to just kind of get over yourself. Not you, Anne. I mean, I'm just saying in general. Yeah. So, yeah. But anyway, y'all give Anne some gentle hugs for her fall over the door. Anyway. Okay. So now that that's dry, I'm going to go back over to this one. And I'll just get a couple of pencils out. And it's so funny when Denise, gets in the pencil case versus in the pencil trays. Somehow she thinks these pencils aren't as good as these pencils because these pencils are in a case, right? And these are not as good, even though they're the exact same pencil. They're all Prismacolor. Oh my gosh. Okay, so let's put this green back that I forgot yesterday. I know, right, Christine? I know. All right, so let's see. Let's get, I think I'm going to go with this magenta. Let's see what color they kind of used on the front. I don't remember. Yeah, they just have a darker pink and a little gold dot in the center. So, yeah, I'm going to go with just shade. I'm just going to shade a few. Then we're going to go on to something else in the book. But again, if you're going to do a complete fairy tale book in this book, I would recommend doing all the flowers pink, make it consistent throughout. If they have this little creature, let's like this little flying bunny, if she's throughout the book, then you probably want to do her all the same, because you're going to want to do like a fairy tale book, right? And you can even write your story over here. But I'm not, I mean, I want to finish the books, but I don't care if they're all consistent. So it just depends on what you want to do with it. But if you do want a complete fairy tale book, you want all the flowers like this one pink, or, you know, you want them to be like a fairy tale book, a kid's book would be. So anyway, okay, so I'm just going to do, let's see, I could zoom in a little, but I don't really want to zoom in yet because I'm going to keep flipping back and forth. I'll just hold this up after I do a couple. So now I'm going to shade on top of the watercolor that I already did. So yeah, you know, you have those embarrassing moments. I don't mind telling them. I don't mind that, you know, I guess it just doesn't bother me that much. Probably did when I was 11 or 12, whatever it was. Probably bothered me then. I was probably mortified. But yeah, now. There we go. I'll do a few more. I haven't done anything else in the last thing I did was Faithful Mess's base page of in my YouTube yearbook, YouTube Fibs yearbook, Friends in the Box, where I'm doing. Oh, and the other thing that I should be doing here, and I'm not, is when you're doing pencil. Well, really, when you're doing anything, you should put a piece of cardstock. Should put a piece of cardstock behind it so you're not denting the next page. You really should do that. That's another tip there. Not that it's going to go through, but if I put any kind of pressure here, it could put a dent in that page. Tell us about the big white bird. Oh, okay. I usually say that for October and Halloween time, but yeah, I don't remember. I think I was about 12 or 13. I might have been, it was probably the summer before I was 13. I don't remember. Sometime around there. I'm not good at dates. If I have to remember something exactly, like how old was I when this happened, or where did we, I always have to ask my sister Jody, who lives in Texas. When Denise flew out there and visited my mom here a couple of weeks, 3 weeks ago, Jody picked her up at the airport, and they went by one of our old elementary schools. Uh-oh, I wasn't putting pressure on it, just broke. Let's resharpen that. And I don't remember the school looking that way. But Jody knows she remembers everything. So I said, where did we live when we went to that school, Jody? Because we moved a lot. I've moved 30 times at least in my life. Not necessarily 30 different cities, but, and, you know, I have in different states and different cities, but also, you know, when we were growing up, you know, I was, my dad was in the military. So if he went, like when he went to Vietnam, we moved over here. When he came back, we moved here. When he went to Korea, we moved there. So we moved a lot. So we changed schools a lot. So I said, where did we live, Jody, when we went to that school? And she told me, oh, okay, well, I didn't really remember that. So I don't really remember a lot about how old we were, exactly which house we lived in, because it all, you know, we're always moving. And, you know, I was always living in the moment, you know, living in today, which I still do. I still live today and keep moving forward. That's my motto. Keep moving forward. But anyway, so I said all that to say when Pacola asked me about the white bird, I don't remember exactly how old I was, 11 or 12, something like that. Maybe 13. I'm just going to keep coloring the outside of these flowers. So let me show you how they look so far. See how I'm just going around the centers? So we lived in a house that was kind of close to an overpass. Do I have to draw it again? I always have to draw everything. I have to draw everything. So our house was kind of like right here. And there was, our street was here, but there was another street that kind of came here. And I don't remember if we were on the corner or the second house. We lived close to the corner, okay, of this kind of a street that went this way, and then our street here, and then this came out here, and there's another street here, and this was just a street, and then there was an overpass that I could see from my house. It wasn't like one. It wasn't like one house away. It was maybe a block away, and so it was just the overpass, and the highway, was there. Well, anyway, and I don't even remember what I was thinking about at the time or whatever, but I saw this giant white bird, and it wasn't an egret. It wasn't anything I'd ever seen before. And I saw it kind of far away, and I thought, that's a big white bird. Well, it was flying closer and closer. Well, it flew under that underpass and continued on. And I didn't research it at the time, but I saw somebody post that back in that sometime around those years, and it was probably, let's see, I would have been 67. It must have been 1969 or 70, something like that. 1969 or 70, maybe 71. I was like 11 or 12. I don't think I was 13. Maybe I might have been 13. But anyway, I read a story about that. There was this big white bird in San Antonio in like 1970 or something. And it was like on one of those, not an ad, but it was like something that just flew across when I was looking at something else. And there was like a little story about that. And I go, well, I got to finish reading this story before this story. And then by the time I finished that story, I think it was Change Stories. You know how it does on YouTube and things. So I never did go back and really research that story, but it was huge. It looked like a white pterodactyl, but it wasn't leathery. It wasn't like leathery like a pterodactyl is portrayed. So anyway, I never did figure out what that was. Never know. But again, I guess I could go research it back sometime in the, 69, 70, 71, somewhere around there. I don't even remember. See, I didn't write it down. You got to write everything down. It wasn't a heron, though, Gail. It wasn't like any bird I've ever seen then or since. It wasn't a heron. It was bigger than a heron. How big could I say exactly it was? Its wingspan could have almost gone from end to end on an underpass. It was huge. And this is a 2-lane here. This is a 2-lane underneath. Huge. I'm talking huge. No, it wasn't a pelican. It didn't have a pelican beak. Yeah. I don't know what it was. Never saw it again. Don't know what it was. But it did kind of freak me out. Hi, Faithful Mass. I was just talking. Oh, what? Oh, come on now. What? You want more details? I don't really remember. I don't remember, Gail. It was so long ago. I mean, you're talking 50 years ago, Gail. But I do want to research it at some time because other people had seen it, or according to this article, other people had seen it. But I didn't go research it when I saw that, because I was, like I said, I was reading something else. I was reading something else when that story just popped up on whatever site I was on. This was a little before that time, Ian. I was only 11 or 12. Maybe 13. I don't remember. Did he make up something? Like make up what? You mean make up a story? Well, I have plenty of stories. I make them up in my head and put them in my collage pictures all the time. I put my stories in my collages, my mixed media collages. And I've shown y'all how to, make up stories and use your imagination, combine odd things to make up stories. If you don't listen and you don't write it down and you're not in the Society of Idea Collectors, well, I can't help you. uh, You could say, I mean, you could make that up, Christine. Yeah, it was like a tear in the time continuum, and but it wasn't. It was white. It wasn't like a pterodactyl that you imagine, leathery. It wasn't like like here. Let me go back to my sketchbook that I have right here that I've been using. I did a quick sketch. Where was it? I did a pterodactyls here. Here, it wasn't like this. This is kind of bony and leathery. If you imagine what they look, we don't really know, right? I mean, they got some bones, but you don't really know. How do we know? How do we know pterodactyls didn't have feathers? We don't have skin. As far as I know, do they have skin of pterodactyls? Or do they just have bones? But anyway, this is how we imagine them, kind of bat-like, leathery, spindly, like this. But it wasn't like that. It was like shape of this, but a bird and big. No, it wasn't like fluff. Didn't have like a round owl head, Bee. I mean, and I'm trying to kind of imagine it again as we're talking about it, but I really can't tell you much more than that. It'd be speculation. It was all speculation, but I don't know what it was. So anyway, but here's the thing, guys. Even if it was let's just say it was an owl, or it was a bird, or it was a heron. If it was any of those things, it wouldn't have been the size of two full on highways. A 4-lane. Imagine a 4-lane. Imagine a bird is a 4-lane. It was like a small plane. I mean, it was huge. Hi, Crystal. So anyway, but y'all think what y'all want, So I'm just going around coloring in the. I really need to write more of my stories because I do have y'all know I started a thing where I wanted to do a story like poster, but it was, it's a time again. Do I want to stream one day a week so I could do that story? Well, that story, I have it in my head, but is it as important to me as other things at this time in my life? I don't know. If it was an experimental aircraft, Diane, it was taking his chances going under an underpass, so I don't know. Yeah, he had an X-Wing. Ian. Oh, and a bridge, but I forget. Oh, you're probably thinking of the Mothman, Azure. You're probably thinking of the Mothman in the bridge. Yeah. Oh, trust me, I've read about it, watched every show on. I love those kind of things. I love those kind of mysteries. Maybe it was because that happened to me that I always have grown up loving mystery. I told y'all my first, I've always liked to draw. I've always liked to draw and I've always liked to read. But when I was a kid, I wanted to be an archaeologist or a spy. Those were that's what I wanted to be when I was a kid. And I read all the time. I read biographies. I read histories. I read, everything. I love to read. I always loved to read. Yeah, I'll have to go research it one of these days, B. You live close to where the Mothman area is. Is it in Maryland, New Jersey? Where is it, Ashley? Maryland, New Jersey? I forget now. I don't have it in my Rolodex of places. I think it's in Maryland. I can picture it, right? I'm picturing the bridge. I'm picturing the statue. They have a statue of it in their town. Wait, where's my phone? What did I do with my phone? Did I not bring my phone in here? Hang on. Let me go grab my phone. I think I plugged it in earlier. me just look up Mothman statue here. I'll show you. They have it like memorialized because supposedly this Mothman was around this town before that bridge went down in the 60s, right? I think it was in the 60s when that bridge went down. Mothman statue. Oh, okay. Let's see. New Jersey. Oh, New Jersey has a Jersey Devil. Okay. All right. So where's the Mothman? Is it? Oh, it's West Virginia. That's right. It is West Virginia. As soon as you said it, I knew exactly. Okay. Well, anyway, here is. Here's the Mothman statue. Okay. This is a statue they did out in front of it. Yeah, West Virginia. That's right. And this is funny because all those shows, if y'all watch all those like Mountain Monster, well anyway, is it Mountain Monsters? Anyway, there's a whole bunch of these different, big BFRO, Bigfoot Research Organization. There's all these shows with all these monsters or creatures, I should say, cryptozoids or whatever. And they always seem to be in West Virginia. Hubster goes, I'm not ever going to West Virginia. Yeah, Point Pleasant. Thank you, Danny. Point Pleasant's a Mothman. And where that bridge went down. Yeah. And so anyway, a whole bunch of people drowned. They're on the bridge. But anyway, okay, Scooby. Thank you. So anyway, they always happen in West Virginia. So anyway, there's another picture here. Hang on. There's another. Here it is at night. There's the statue at night. Oh my goodness! Guess we got to blame Pacola for this because she's the one that brought it up. Yeah. But anyway, yeah, Mothman, all those creatures. The Mothman festivals, yeah. So anyway, it's just funny. Look up trumpeter swan. I know what swans look like. I know what they look like. Here's the thing, Gail. Even if it was like the shape of a trumpeter swan or an owl or a heron or any known bird, I'm saying, have you ever seen one that's 4 lanes of highway big? 4 lanes of highway. No, this was 10 feet. 10 feet is what? One highway, one road length. How wide is one road length on a highway? Is it 10 feet, 12? How wide do you think one road length is? If one lane on a highway is 10 feet, then this was 40 feet wide. 40. Gail, 40. It was 4 lanes wide. Oh my goodness. All right, let's get back to our yeah. But I don't know. I've always loved mysteries, and because I read a lot, you come across, when you're a kid, read a lot of different things. I always loved reading about, mysteries and haunted things. I always did like reading about mysteries. They just had a special on the Travel Channel the other night, Tuesday night. They had a special on new evidence. I should be coloring while I'm doing this. New evidence on the Loch Ness Monster. And it was so interesting. And the Travel Channel was tweeting with us. So that made it even more fun. More fun? It was more fun. It was more fun. Let me do, where's that here? Let's go ahead and do this while I'm at it. I want to do go around these little flowers too. Let me sharpen my pencil. And so they did DNA. Yeah, folklore stuff, all of it. Yeah, I do too, Azure. Everything, when I was a little kid and read The Hobbit, it was like, oh my gosh, I was there. So anyway, which story, where was I going? What was I Sorry, Azure, your folklore word threw me off there. I forgot where I was going now. I forgot where I was going. I told you I only can go down about 5 or 6 rabbit trails and then I can't find my way back. Hi, Beth. Bye, Norma. But I always like research. I love libraries. I love research. I love researching like anything if it's interesting, to me. I'll go buy tons of books on it. Go to the library. Look on the now. I look on the internet. Back then, of course, we didn't have the internet. We only had the library. But I love research. Um, Digging stuff up. Yeah, I saw that. I saw that movie, Sherry Bug. Yeah, the Richard Gere Mothman. What was it called again? Prophecy, Mothman prophecies, or something like that. Yeah, but I love ancient history, um, mythology. How much of those stories are based on something that was actually around at the time? How much of what was going on this earth that might have been destroyed that we don't have any clue that was, well, we have clues, but that could have been around back before flood, you know? Like the spider scenes. Yeah. Yeah. Um, Oh, that's what it was. Thank you, Bacole. The new evidence on the yeah. Okay, so the Loch Ness and the new evidence. So we were all everybody was tweeting with the Travel Channel, and so what they did, and they had that same guy. Forget his name. The professor guy with the white beard, that's always on all these Loch Ness shows. I can't remember his name, but anyway, they did water samples and checked the DNA in water, which I found fascinating that they could go to. Yes, I got some new ocean colored bracelets, CC. They could check the water in the lake in Loch Ness. They could check the DNA of what kind of creatures, what kind of animals, what kind of fish were there, beavers are there, what kind of animals live in the water. And they could check the water for various DNA, very specific DNA. I thought that was fascinating that they could do that. Oh, yes, please do, Azure. I might already know about it, but go ahead and message it to me. And so they ruled out a lot of different things, and they narrowed it down to eels, like those big eels, not electric eels, but I don't know, whatever. Thank you, Azure. I'll look at it later. And there's eel DNA in the lake, so they think. You watch that show, Zeely? See, Zeely likes all the same kind of stuff I do, I think. And so they think that it's eels that are surfacing and doing the, whatever, Now, we already know that some of it was faked back in the 30s or 40s, whenever that little toy one, here, that little toy one, that some of it was faked, right? And so, but they did go through all the history of that too. They went through the history of the carnival guy, and all that. Uh, 25 unidentifiable DNA strains. But the ones that they did identify, like the eel, I thought that was, how did they identify? That was just fascinating to me. Wasn't it interesting, Zeely? So I love those kind of, love a good mystery. That's what I told the Travel Channel. Love a good mystery. Okay, so there we go. We just went around the centers of them. Now, what I will probably do also is take another pink and kind of feather them out just a little, depending on how much time I want to take. But let's get like a lavender color here. And then just kind of go and kind of blend out the centers. You can take the time to do that. Let me do a few here. So does anybody have some kind of story like a crypto? I mean, has anybody seen Bigfoot? Who here has seen Bigfoot or anything similar like that? Has anybody had any of those encounters? I'm new here, but love watching your videos. Thank you, Kay. Welcome. Where are you from, Kay? If you want to say what country, what state, you don't have to, but we like to grill people. I mean, ask polite questions. Hi, official movie trailer. Do I follow you? Don't I? For some reason, yeah. Let's see. I gotta run. Okay, bye, Klara. Thank you. Thank you. Looks like Bigfoot. I mean, for real. Has anybody had anything like happen to them like that? Hubster always teases our nieces that down at the lake where we go all the time, that Bigfoot lives out there in the woods by the lake. And he almost makes it so they don't want to spend the night because he can tell a good story. But we do in Georgia here. It's like a 2-hour drive that we've been wanting to go to. They have a Bigfoot museum here in Georgia. But it's like a 2-hour drive. And every time we think about going, it's like, do we really want to go today? One way, 2 hours, one way. Okay, so Ashley said her uncle saw Bigfoot in Ohio. Okay, Deborah. But like, for instance, all right, wait, I don't want to miss anybody's story here. A ghost in his room falls over. And I've seen all kinds of things on that crystal. Is it crystal? On like not metal field. What am I thinking of? Not metal fields, of electronic fields that can do that kind of thing. But here, like for instance, let me go get one of the books I have. So this is what made me think of this because somebody said they were in Ohio. Have anybody ever researched the mounds, the ancient ruined mounds in the Ohio Valley? Has anybody looked into that? Look at this. This has got every county in Ohio that have those mounds. And apparently, now they used to, back in the 1800s, some of them had been dug up, right? But now they here's a little bit more reason. This is in 69. Now they don't let archaeologists dig into these things anymore. Unless there's something going on, I don't know, but but there's these mounds all over and there are other places too. They're not just in the Ohio Valley, but that's where there are a lot of them. And talking about what they could be, what they are, but they won't, the government won't let them dig. Like, don't you want to dig? Yeah, Serpent Mound, Newark Mound. Yeah, exactly, Sherry Bug. Yeah. And but they won't let them dig in there. I don't know. I don't understand. Well, I do understand that they don't want anything that might upset the apple cart. But anyway, this one is one of my books. I have a whole bunch of books on giants and ancient civilizations and things like that. What did you think, Sherry Bug, when you went? What was your impression? What did you learn about it? What were you told? I'm sure they have some kind of museums or travel tourist spots you can visit at those places where they give you brochures and stuff. What do they tell you, Sherry? Or did you go that in depth? Yeah, they're all over the place, Debbie. Yeah, Alabama, they're all over. But Ohio seems to have the most visible ones. Hi, Cat B. I just wonder what you were told at any tourist visitor stations or anything like that. Okay, so here I started doing a little bit of shading around some of the flowers. I mean, pulling out some of the blend. I should say blending, not shading. Hi, Cat D. Every time I see Cat D, I think of Cat D. Cat, the tattoo cat, Cat Von D. I think of Cat Von D. Could you please show the cover again? Yeah, here we go. Got it off of Amazon. I don't know how I can tell you. I got a shelf full of books like this on this topic. I love ancient, history, speculations, and, you know, you're an Aussie cat. Welcome. Anyway, when I was growing up, we had In Search Of, in the 70s, we had In Search Of with Leonard Nimoy. And by the way, they did a season a couple of years, maybe a year or two ago, that the actor that plays the young Mr. Spock in the new Star Trek movies, the guy that plays the young Mr. Spock in those movies, he is doing a new In Search Of, and they did one a couple of seasons ago, and they're bringing it back. I think it's coming back in October. And it's In Search Of, but it's instead of Leonard Nimoy as Spock, Mr. Spock, it's the guy that plays Spock. I forget the actor's name. I'm terrible at remembering names. So anyway, they're bringing it back. Just FYI, that series. I think it's either on the Travel Channel, or I don't think it was a History. Maybe I think it's a Travel Channel. So yeah, Zachary Quinto, Zeeley, and he'll be doing the In Search Of. Oh, that's interesting. Kay said one of her friends was a producer of In Search Of. You mean the one from the 70s, Kay? And then do y'all remember this? I'm dating myself here. Not that y'all don't know how old I am, but remember Kolchak? Who watched Kolchak? He was a report. Again, it was in the 70s. He was a reporter that went around. I would have loved to have been Kolchak. See, that would have been my dream job when I was a kid, 11, 12, 13, 14, like that. But anyway, he was a reporter that I love Arthur C. Clarke. I love Arthur C. Clarke. Yeah, I know all about Arthur C. Clarke. Yeah, but anyway, he was a reporter that went around looking. It was kind of like a pre what's the files? What's the one files? I'm terrible with remembering names. No, Kolchak was a reporter, not Kojak, not Kojak. Kolchak, I think, was his name. Kolchak. X-Files. Yeah, it was like a pre X-Files. He would find these creatures and these things in the city, and different things that lived, cryptozoids that lived in the city, and he would Night Stalker. Thank you, Lady Jan. Night Stalker. Let me look that up so I can show you who I'm talking about, because I don't even remember the actor's name. I think he just passed away not too long ago, but it might have been longer than I think. Okay. Night Stalker. It was like a precursor to X-Files in the 70s. Thank you, Lady Jan. Okay, let me find I don't want these. Let me say the Night Stalker, the TV show. I don't want they're bringing me up, okay, here he is. Okay, Kolchak. That was his name, Kolchak. Okay, look, him. Y'all remember? And he was a reporter, and he would work with the police, but the police didn't really like him. Darren McGavin, thank you. That's Darren McGavin. And the police didn't like him because he'd dig up. Hi, Amber. What are you yelling about, Amber? or ombre. Ombre. What are you yelling about, ombre? Oh, bye, Sean. Okay, thanks for stopping in. Let's see. Anyway, yeah, we're kind of on rabbit trails today. So, and we're also showing fairy celebrations. I guess we started talking about different creatures and things, and that kind of got us off on that. And Picola made me tell my white bird story. But I have had some other creepy things happen to me, but I don't know if I want to really talk about them on my channel. We'll maybe someday, maybe sometime. G Brody, you remember? Okay. I'm a person, not a number. I don't know. I don't know. Did somebody say that exact line, or are you talking about the old Star Trek when the doc would say, "I'm a doctor, not a philosopher. I'm a doctor, not a miner. I'm a doctor, not a." I'm not sure what you're referring to, Ian. Danny goes, "More ghost stories." Well, I'll try to write some. I'll write some notes down, and maybe tell some in October. It'd be fun. Uh, Sandy Jones, come in. Hi, Sandy. There you are. Hi, Sandy. So, yeah. But I loved all that stuff because I read about it. I would look things up. If there was something, like for instance, if Mothman would have been if I would have known about Mothman back when I was growing up, I would have went to the library and found a book on Mothman. If there would have been one, I don't know. We only had the library back then. We didn't have bookstores on every corner. I mean, there were bookstores like in the cities, like we lived in the suburbs. We didn't live in like New York City where there's probably a bookstore on every corner, right? We had the library. And oh, okay. Yeah, I just missed saying hi to you. Yeah. Okay, so let's go on. I'm not going to color these leaves because I already did some olive colored leaves. But what I would, oh, wait. There was something else I wanted to show on this is how to do like the little centers. Like even if you just do one little center in each one, you can use a Posca now on top of this. And it might even bleed the color might come through from the watercolor just a tiny bit. But then you can do that. So these are ones that I did, and then here's one I didn't do. So like, let me hold this up and show you. See how that just makes the little center stand out? Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, Lady Jan. He's dead, Jim. Take the phaser. I'll grab his wallet. My favorite old Star Trek in the series, and again, if I wasn't trying to think about it right now, I would be able to tell you the name of it. It's the one with Joan Collins when they went back through that tunnel, that stone circle. They went back in time to pre-World War II and met Joan. Her name wasn't Joan. Joan Collins was the woman that played she worked at a soup kitchen, ran a soup kitchen, and they traveled back in time. No, it wasn't the Tribbles. The Tribbles were cute, but the storylines in the Tribble shows with that the guy that owned all the Tribbles, I forget what his name was too. But anyway, it was a sad episode, but it was a good one, wasn't it, Gail? Forbidden, was it City on the Edge of Forever? Thank you, Danny girl. City on the Edge of Forever. That is my favorite. That was my favorite Star Trek, and my favorite what's the Star Trek with the bald guy? See, all the names are escaping me now because I got so much running in my head. The newer Next Generation with Picard. My favorite Next Generation with Picard was when and it's called The Light Something. The title was The Light Something, and he got knocked on the head, or something zapped him. Some alien something zapped him, and he was knocked out. He was knocked out, but he was only like really knocked out for about 5 minutes. But in his world, in Picard's scenario, he lived a whole life. He lived a whole life in this world where he was knocked out. He woke up and he was like on another planet, and he met a woman. He had kids with them and grandkids or something like that. I haven't seen The Inner Light. Thank you, Danny. Yeah. Yeah, Danny girl knows all these. And he lives a whole life, and he learns to play like this flute, and he learns their language. He grows up. And so what happened is that planet's going to be destroyed. The planet's going to blow up. I don't remember all the science of what happened because it's been a while since I've seen it. But that episode was the best thing. And so what happened is the planet was going to blow up. Well, I don't remember what happened at the very end of his life on this planet, but he wakes up back on the Enterprise, and he said, well, how long was I asleep, or how long was I out? And they said like 5 minutes. And so then they come across some debris from that planet. They came across the debris from that planet. I'm trying to remember more of the details, but they come across the debris from that planet, and they find like a capsule or something that they pull out of space. And they open it up, and it was his flute. It was his flute. Like, that really happened. It really happened to him in 5 minutes. Yeah, I love that episode. Their son was dying. Okay. So y'all are remembering a lot more of the details than I remember. Bye, Crystal. I don't know if I'm running people off talking about all this stuff, but anyway, just all came up today. That was my favorite. Next Generation was that Inner Light. That was my favorite. And then my favorite old Star Trek was the City on the Edge of Forever. And then let's see what other ones. I love them all. I love all that. Yeah, I don't remember the names of them, Ian. I don't remember all the names of them. You'd have to tell me more about what the episode was entailed. But does anybody else like to read or, mysteries? Oh, okay. And I love Heinlein and time travel. I love all those science fiction books. I used to read those as a kid too, and as a teenager. But then at some point, I'm not sure exactly at what point, it seemed like science fiction. I mean, science fiction's always been around, don't get me wrong. But it seemed like all of a sudden everything went to fantasy. And then all of a sudden we got elves on planets and unicorns flying around. It was like, no, that's not science fiction. That's fantasy, right? So I kind of got away from reading science fiction because it kind of all went fantasy. But I love the old Heinlein and Asimov and, all those old guys, all those old guys. No, Cameron does. See, horror isn't as, I don't love horror. Like somebody asked me about Lovecraft. It's, I've read some, but it's just not that much. But I was going to tell you about this book, and I got it downstairs, and I don't remember who wrote it. I don't remember what the name of it is. I'd have to go get it off my bookshelf. All right, let me do this real quick here, too. But the premise of the story was a bunch of young people. I think they're in their 20s, 30s, something like that. And I don't remember who they found. It's been probably 25, maybe 30 years since I read the book. So I can't even tell you. I'd have to go get it off my shelf. And collage in my storytelling in collage, because this is the kind of stuff I love. Not exactly this, but stuff like this. So there was this, and I'm sorry guys if you're watching this recording and you're like, oh my gosh, you're not coloring anything. Well, today's show's not for you. Yeah, Neil Gaiman. Yeah. So anyway, it was there was a bunch of 4 to 6 kids. I say kids, young people, and somehow they got in touch with somebody or some, you know, there's probably some old professor or something that had a, you know, could time travel or could send them back in the past. I don't think they could go in the future. I think they could only go in the past. I don't remember the length. I don't remember how some kind of machine, but I don't remember, you know, some kind of electromagnetic waves or something, but they could travel in the past. Well, they got it into their head that they wanted to go to the past and stop the Titanic. Stop the Titanic. Yeah, the rabbit trail is deep today, Azure. That's got to go on a wing nut. The rabbit trail is deep today. Y'all, I collect these little sayings. Azure said that. And they go in my wingnut book, right? Anyway, so they get it in their head. I think 4 of them want to go back in time, and they want to stop the Titanic from crashing into the iceberg because they know what's going to happen. And so they go back, and they're on the Titanic. And they're talking to the captain. They're trying to convince people. They're trying to, you know, but they can't go back and say, oh, we're from the future. We're from the future. We know you're going to crash into this iceberg and we want to prevent it. They don't do that. You know, you'd think people would think you were crazy. For one, they wouldn't believe you if you told them that you were from the future. So they had to like work their way into the, you know, situation and try to stop the Titanic from crashing into the iceberg. Well, what happens is whatever they did to try to prevent it, getting with the captain or however the scenario went where they tried to prevent it, they actually caused it. They caused the Titanic to crash into the iceberg. That gives me chills. That gives me chills. Yes, I know, right, Beth? Just saying. Yep. And Heinlein was kind of like that. His stories would do that kind of thing. In Heinlein's stories, you could meet yourself. Supposedly, you can't meet yourself in time travel. You can't, like, if you go in the past, you can't meet yourself. But in Heinlein's books, he could meet his parents. He could meet his siblings. He could meet himself. Well, see, it didn't create a time loop, Ian, because that's what actually happened. The Titanic actually crashed into an iceberg. Oh, you mean meeting yourself would create? I like to read, and I grew up on those kind of stories. Okay, so let's move on to another page. I'm going to color something else. What time is it? We still good on time?